All right, welcome to another episode of Keepers of the Gloom. I'm Kyle Tucker, 36 Chop, and my guest today is...
I'm Daniel Kaiser, 60, Speed Trap.
Speed Trap. All right, Speed Trap, we're going to start with some quick hits. Where were you born?
Here in Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita, Kansas, okay. What do you do for work?
Well, I just lost a contract. I may get it back, but with Kansas Department of Transportation.
Okay.
I'm a law enforcement liaison.
Okay, nice. So history in law enforcement then, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Thank you for your service. Appreciate it. What's your home AO?
My home AO, Wild West.
Wild West.
Yes.
Where
Yeehaw.
Home region?
West.
What,
I mean, as far as
that's right, I guess so. West Wichita.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
We're getting those starfish, aren't we?
Favorite go-to cafeteria drink?
Oh my gosh, it's got to be cold brew. A little
cold
bit.
brew. Okay.
Oh yeah, can't handle
Ice.
big boy coffee. Oh yeah, cold brew, ice with a little bit of skim milk and caramel.
Okay, all right. Particular. All right. When you cue a workout, because we're peer led in a rotating fashion, what's your go-to exercise to do?
Everything I hate.
Everything.
Running and burpees.
Running and burpees. We did a couple of those today.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. What's the one that you? So I mean, that answers the next question, which is what's your most dreaded exercise? So you have to pick at least one.
Well, if it's a cue exercise, it's the clock.
Okay.
That Grease Monkey puts us through. That's the torture, especially if he has a birthday before that, because we had to do like 30 burpees or something. I forget how many. But yeah, that was a killer.
Okay. Explain the clock for some people who
sorry.
are watching, from maybe not from Wichita.
Yeah.
Just give a brief description.
The clock, which should be in the Ironman packs, if you ask me.
That's true.
Is a clock face of 12 to 1. You start each of the face dials has an exercise. Yeah. Burpees, thrusters,
kettlebell
blockies, Merkins, just all. And you start with 12, and you go to the next clock. So you go from 12 to 1, and you do 12 of those exercises. Those 12 exercises, and all the way around. Once you get around, you have to run a lap. Or no, I'm sorry. You
do a lap after each hand, right?
Yeah, you do a lap after each dial on the clock, sorry. And then when you're done, you do a bear crawl in, a bear crawl out of the center and back out. And then you go to 11s, and you go all the way down to 1 o'clock.
Grease Monkey took off today, but when we get him, we will make sure
he'll explain it better.
We'll have him explain it better than we did. Okay, so your journey with F3. How did you hear about F3?
You know, it's funny. A guy came to our church to speak, and he invited me and Ventura to a beatdown. And I'll never forget it, because I'd been asking God for some type of a way to get back in shape to be his hands and feet. And he brings a man from Northwest Arkansas to ask us to go to a beat down, and it was at Buffalo Park back when Wild West met at Buffalo Park. And I think it was the last one at Buffalo Park. So the first thing we had to do is run backwards up a hill. Well, my old high school days, I was a safety, so running backwards was just natural for me. Yeah. Even though it's been 40 years. So I did it. Well, then I realized you had to run down. Then that's when everything, no ligaments or muscle was tight. So I'm like bouncing all over the place. But that's how it started. But that's how the Lord really put me back into working out.
Who was it that?
Casket from Northwest Arkansas.
Okay. All right, cool. Shout out Casket and Northwest Arkansas. We appreciate you.
God bless him.
Yep. So Casket's there. He's telling you about F3. What did you think about F3 before you actually came out and experienced it for yourself?
I knew it was an answered prayer. I already just asked God for some assistance to get back into it, and the next thing I know, some guy from Northwest Arkansas was telling me, let's go to a beat down. Okay. I'm like, what's a beat down? So I did it.
Did you give him any excuses at all?
Oh no, I said,
okay,
it's time to jump in.
You nodded your head, you said yes, and let's go. Okay, so how long has that been since you started in F3?
It was July the 29th of last year.
Okay.
I made it through winter, or up to winter, and then I had some problem with the knee, a lot of stuff going on. So I took off for about 4 months really. And then I got back into it about April this year again, and been going strong since.
Good. Always good to have you back. So how would you describe your fitness routine before you started F3?
None at all.
Okay.
Just soft old man.
Yeah. And so how has that F3 journey kind of been like for you these past couple of months?
Definitely a blessing. A lot better shape, of course. Met a lot of men that you can go to and share some pretty intimate stuff. I kind of did today, and know that it's safe here amongst us, and know that there's a lot more men praying on that issue than just you, and it just gives you comfort and peace. And just anytime you're bonding with other men that have the same goals in life, it just makes you a better person.
Yep. It's great, great answer. I'm gonna go a little bit lighter. How'd you get your F3 name of Speed Trap?
Well, they say it's got to be about 80 to 90% ornery, or
Yeah.
another word used.
I was like, oh no, we're gonna have to edit this. Go ahead.
So me being a motor officer,
Yeah.
They thought a speed trap would be a good name, and I'm like, are you kidding me? There's no such thing as a speed trap. We never trap anybody.
So you gave him grief about that. So
Well, I learned to love it.
Yeah, there you go.
You first think, yeah, you guys are jerks. They did good.
Let's talk some highlights for a second. What's been your favorite F3 moment so far?
There's been a couple. When we did Bread of Life, which we do that with our church too, but it's good to see y'all other F3 men there doing this and coming and chatting. So that was awesome. And then also, Pringles invited some of us men to go to Ronald McDonald's house and do a sponsored dinner for him, and that was really fun and really enjoyable. And then also working up at Youth Horizons doing summer beatdowns. That was really that helped me more than it helped them boys, but it was a blessing.
Man, more than a workout. If you listen to the answers, you mentioned about getting back into shape and health reasons for wanting to do this. Have you seen any health benefits since joining F3?
I have, but I know health is a lot of it, but mainly it was to be the hands and feet of Christ. If you can't do anything, if you're winded in a short time, you really can't function. But with doing this, I know my health is better, but I can now go out and if I need to do one thing, I can do it, and I turn around and do something else. I'm not like dead the next day or week. So I mean, really, it's about being in shape to do what God's got planned for us to do. So it's worked out really good.
Good. And so what about from a mental health perspective? How has this helped there?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Right now I'm going through some things, and you think about it, I'm tired at home, but you're like, no, I need these men. More than anything, I need to be with these men, and I know that they need me to be there too for them. And mentally, men need this. It ain't something that's just said. It's proven that we need one another. We need to be able to bond. We need to be able to take even one aside and share something. Don't ever hold that in. Don't ever be isolated with a problem, because that's how the enemy will attack us.
Yep. Good word. So what's been your most memorable beatdown that you've attended so far?
Probably my 60th.
Your 60th?
Because I had to do 60 burpees.
Face is nodding like.
I had to do 60 burpees, so that was a killer.
Okay.
And I got to say, good job, Banshee, for doing 2 60s in a row.
Oh,
he did 2 60 beatdowns in a row. I'm like, what a stud. So,
shout out to Banshee in the region, and shout out to Speed Trap. My guy here. These guys are double respects in the Wichita region. So they're 60. So if you're watching and you're like, oh, my age, there's guys that are in their 30s and 20s like myself, and this guy's out here like a stud. So
and the best thing about it, even your age, even your condition, nobody in F3 will dog you out. They will come and pick you up.
So you answered you're doing this thing where you're answering like multiple questions at the same time. So the other one was going to be, what beatdown you've queued that you're the most proud of?
Well,
sounds like
there was one that I did that was pretty crazy, but I might say probably my 60th is still the best.
All right, so let's talk about some other people out here in the west side of Wichita, whose queue is always a guaranteed push.
Oh my gosh. Well,
you see them on the list and you're like, I don't know if I really want to go.
Grease Monkey, Sexy Tractor, Hammer Pants, and Broco, they're always really good. And you never know about Ventura, because he's probably going to whip your arms. If you see Ventura, he's got some guns. So, in what you guys don't understand is I'm pushing up 50 or 60 pounds more than you guys already.
That's right.
And then but anyway, yeah, those are some pretty good beatdowns. You know it's coming then.
Yeah. So what keeps you coming back to F3?
My brothers.
My brothers.
My 3 brothers.
Good answer. Good answer. All right. So when I say that term that we used this morning, high impact man, right? Everybody is a high impact man, but what I'm talking about more is in that positive sense. The actions you choose can either have a negative high impact or a positive high impact. And I say a high impact man in the positive sense. Who comes to mind for you?
For me, Frisbee.
Frisbee?
Yep. He's always picking me up.
Good deal.
He always tries to work out close to me.
Frisbee.
Yeah.
Shout out Frisbee. Good dude. All right, close us out with this one. In a few sentences, why is F3 so special to you?
You got me to this point.
Got him.
It's a blessing. First off, God has given this organization to me, and I see it as a ministry. And if there's any brother out there that don't know Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior, I really beg them to look into it. Prove me wrong that he's not our Savior, and we've got a God that created us and gave us a way to have an intimate relationship with him through his Son and Spirit.
Good answer. Love you, brother. This has been another episode of Keepers of the Gloom. To learn more, visit f3wichita.com.